Hello YouTube, I'm Nintendo and greetings to all. Sorry, I don't exactly have a plan for this TEPPEN video today. I'm kind of just like, it's been a long, busy weekend of preparing for the WCS tourney, trying to, climb. Didn't really get that far ahead, so I focused on, ladder climbing for a while. Like, everyone was kind of busy with that, so I haven't done any major discussions or deck building and as of yet, and I haven't really planned a video to get one of those decks out yet, but I figured I'd at least give you guys, and especially all the newcomers that I know we've been getting, and for newcomers who are interested in what to go for, what to build, what specific packs, cards, and if they're interested in seeing what is currently working right now, I can sort of run you through it. So I pretty much spent, like the past, since the drop, we've been working on a whole bunch of decks, as you can see, trying to find, just experiment and see what really works. So I figured what I do today is go run you through at least a few decks that you can most likely expect to see, and what is most likely really strong thanks to the new quest mechanic, or what has kind of come back into the fold because Hold of My Memories is gone and we no longer have to worry about that stuff. But nonetheless, this color right here, this I hate a bunch of red stuff, but nonetheless, I figured I'd run you through the decks. I know I usually do like a color discussion on certain cards and all that. I'm not sure if I will do that again, but I'll just run you through a couple decks right now. I can in a future video actually do a proper discussion on the decks with some gameplay of how the decks are working, but I figured I'd just run you guys through just a couple decks right now that is currently pretty big, that are very strong, and what you will expect to see on ladder. So first up is this one, Jill. Two of her decks. I only have one because I really couldn't bother trying to make rocket launcher because I don't feel like it's that much different. Well, it is slightly different, but I'll go through Antibody because I kinda like Antibody. Only because I enjoyed old school Antibody. I hate what Red has become, just with action spam, but I'll take this. So, you're looking at, with the new cards, specifically this one, Momo. Momo was at first thought to be somewhat difficult to sort of pop off. Turns out, no. Momo is OP as hell. Momo's so good. Momo just helps your board so well in this deck, in I think Celestial Envoy as well. Momo is just so strong. I don't know why they gave Red the option to explore for this card, Quake, to destroy units that have 4 attack or less. Seeing as how Red has plenty of stuff to do that, they don't need a destruction, but they have one. I don't know why. I don't think they deserve it, but they have it. But Momo explores for it, so whatever. Momo's just like a really good addition to it. Next to that also is Mary. Mary is an amazing legendary that any red deck should probably be running, and any dual color should also be running. Simply because you can trigger your hero out twice, and then what you want to do is you want to get it on her level 3 so her power attack can multiply across the board. So obviously in Antibody, you would Antibody her twice once you save up enough AP for it, and then you would trigger 4 damage across the board 3 times. Very strong. So Mary's an optimal choice. Came to realize also that I wasn't sure about this dude called Halicon. Actually, Halicon's actually strong as hell, man. It doesn't matter that he's losing 1 HP every time. It is the fact that he's giving units that level up. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter between growth and quest about the level up stuff, because either way they're both leveling up. I had this theory in my head. I was pretty sure cards that say level, ignore it. They do. They just go by the fact that the card levels up. They don't care how it levels up, either by questing or growthing. As long as it levels, this effect triggers. So Halicon just gives out shields, and you pair him with Momo, and Momo's ability of just quest is just the enemy or enemy unit takes 3 or more damage. You're proccing a lot of healing, and you're proccing a lot of shields off Halicon, because Halicon will give infinite shields until he dies. And if you can heal him, he's gonna keep giving shields as long as you keep completing quests. So the Explore stuff here, a lot of the stuff is kind of the same. The newest additions also would be Nina as well. Nina is very, very good. She comes with Veil as well. Coming in with a +1/+1. I think I remember going over these cards in other videos. Nina's just really good for this. The options to explore. So that's why I'm like, the Explore deck is really good. I have seen that, a lot of dual players do favor Tyrell now for the handgun because that 4 damage is really strong. 2 Clairs. Jolt is a 2-cost action, which I don't know why they have it, but I thought it was locked behind Nina. Turns out it's not. Anyone can add any card that I thought so far that was behind a card that could explore for it. No, every color has access to it, depending what color it is. It just costs a lot. So, Mjolnir is definitely a 4-cost, but damn, man, just a lot of free damage off that stuff. But this is kind of like a Jill deck. I don't know if this is actually really good. I think I built it decently well. There's probably better variations, but if you're looking for a Jill deck and you like to control with a lot of damage and just outright stupidity, hey, Jill's good for you. If you like this thing. Hell, I might even try this deck out at some point during one of my streams. Don't know when. Find a time to put it in a stream, probably tomorrow. I don't know when I'll play this, but I'll have to give it a crack. Next up, we could go everybody's also other favorite color right now, which is still very, very strong, purple Slurple. So Slurple's biggest change, I think, is getting Ryu from what I've done here, and Amalgam. Amalgam is probably, as discussed by some of the other pro players as well in the community, I think, and I think it is, one of the strongest quest units ever. Because one, its quest is simply activate an action card, so it gets +1/+1, okay? So at best it becomes a 3, 6, 4, 7, okay? Alright, that's decent. And it gains spillover, which is amazing. Give him the slur buffs. Oh, this thing is ridiculous. And it can't block. So any unit going through it, will attacking it goes through you, but it will hit the other opponent. So Amalgam is amazing, I think. It's definitely one of the strongest additions right now going into Slurple. I think it's a pretty set up, decent build. Birth of a Dragon we've thrown in here as well because I think it's really good, it's good in mono and dual, especially with dual purple because, it's a free unit. So why not the heck run it? Ryu, obviously amazing, good guy, unit to run, don't sleep on it. I think that's pretty much it. Slurple really hasn't changed that much. This is a build. I know their builds just differ depending, but this is a build of a Slurple build. If you enjoy the Slurple mechanics, I mean, I like the Slurple stuff. People have seen me in my streams playing frickin' Metsuk Slurple, so whatever. I've been using certain of these cards in a dual color deck, and I've been climbing pretty damn well. I just stopped after Sunday because I was like, I need a break. I need a break. I was actually close to 103. I was actually close to breaking into top 100, but I was just like, I have work, and I just like, I have to stop. And that was during the qualifiers. I was like, I just jumped between both qualifier and rank, and it's just like, at some point at night, it was just like, I have to go to bed. I gotta be an adult, or whatever. Gotta deal with that stuff. That's Slurple for you. Let's see. Next we go over Spike Launch. A lot of good support for Spike Launch. Black Nogagante is a really fun deck to play. If you get this right, there's a lot of combo synergy. This is a build I put that I've had to refine. I still feel like this is not good or not complete. It still needs refining to it. But there's a lot of good combo synergy because you are sacking a lot of life. There's a reason I run Power of the Gods. It's only just because you are running a bunch of life sacks. So if there's a way to sort of get some life back, because Selfish Predation can only do so much. And if the unit if that's denied, what can you do? Don't know if you really need Sharing Memories. Goddess Dagger is really good to reset as if you're down to 5 HP. Do this, back to 15. It's really good to reset you. You run some William Birkins, Crows, because they instantly sack life. Tipo is amazing. Tipo's just I've come to realize, Tipo is godly as a unit. His effect procs so well with life sack and the Sirocco card. I've noticed some decks, especially during the qualifiers, they were just teching in 2 of these just for the hell of it. They just wanted this card. It's just so stupidly good. maybe even 1. I think Delphic Storm is better. Not to like deny that card because it really works with Keeper, but like Delphic Storm is really good, especially when you're sacking a lot of life. Because you can pop a 5 MP or less for 3 if your HP is 10 or less, and you want your HP to get low in Spike Launch anyway. It gets low. Delphic Storm becomes amazing. Dragon Zombie, I will never not look at this unit and not think of Yu-Gi-Oh! For Dragon Zombie, but nonetheless, it's also a good unit because when it dies, it does give your hero some life back. You sack 3 life. There is good synergy with this. I think I want to readjust this deck. I want to put in another unit called Aragon. I think that's a bit of a better unit to run just because it is a 4-cross unit. If you sack 3 life while it's on the field, it pops an MP3 or less unit. But you got to sacrifice the 3 life. So there is all these destructions that Black has access to again from the shades of Alpha and Alexia, but they're a little bit more under control, where you have to sacrifice a low life. Like for this dude, Mikbots that can destroy 5 MP or less, you gotta sacrifice 6 life to get there. Alright? You gotta really give up a lot of life to trigger certain effects, so I think the Spike Launch deck is actually in a good spot. It's fun. It's really a lot of micromanaging, and you gotta risk a lot to get the payoff you need, so definitely, I still think that deck needs some tweaking. I gotta retweak it more. You could also take the concept. I remember watching Chris D's stream. He put this one together. I played it for a little bit. I enjoyed it, actually. Putting in some of the life sack into a Despair, Wail, and Perish deck. So, you know, changing up Despair, because right now, Despair, Wail, and Perish has not changed. It's still really good with the Evidence train, even the Spirit. So, right now, I've looked at 3 ways to play Despair, Wail, and Perish. That is this format, that is Spirits, and that is the Evidence line with Roxy and Poison. So Evidence Train for Despair, you know, it can be played 3 different ways, probably could play more. I'm gonna through this one. Yeah, here's the unit Aragon. So this is why I'm like, you know, maybe the Spike Launch is better for this unit, because all you do is need to just sack 3 life and you can destroy 1 enemy unit with an MP cost of 3 or less. Seeing as our MP3 units are used quite a lot, this is a really good unit to tech in. It just helps you gain control of matches. Chimera is another nice, good choice, especially in Despair, Will, and Perish, because of its stats. The 3/4 come back as a 4/5. When a unit dies, it gains 3 HP. And it sacrifices 3 life when played. So, you know, it's good to combo in with some units. Alright. And we'll go into Purple Quest. Purple Questing, I think, is really fun. Deece is hella strong. This is ridiculous of a unit, because I think a lot of the cards they were making when they were constructing the whole quest mechanic for Purple, which was like, you know, activate an action card, put a card into your X pocket. It was all about breakaway. Nah, screw that, man. Just play Fight Against Inner Demons 0. Get a card into your pocket, unreactable, and then Deece can just pop off. Like the best setup that I know is Fairies on board, you get Deece on the board. Activate an action card. Alright, Deece's effect will trigger. Let's say you activate Foresight, okay? You get a card to the X pocket. 1, you trigger Fairy's effect, which is it automatically puts a card into your X pocket. Okay, this is why. It's Deece, Fairy, Foresight. Fairy puts a card in your X pocket immediately after activating Foresight. Deece's effect triggers, where she automatically will bounce a 2 attack or less unit back to their X pocket. Okay? And then Foresight will activate, put a card into the pocket, trigger Fairy's second ability, which is -1 MP to all cards in your X pocket, and then trigger Deece's secondary effect, which is gain +2/+2. So, bam. That's like 2 quest units on the board fully leveled up. And all you had to do was activate 1 card. But you can do, like I said, you can do Fade for uninteractables. So get a card instantly to the pocket and they can't react to it. Sonin Sand I know is used now recently a lot because, you know, you can get questing up a lot easier. So I know some decks are running it. I think 1 is fine. Some I think are running 2. Whatever floats your boat, really. I've only seen 1 purple deck that ran this, and you probably really don't need to, but then again, I think that's a really good, strong legendary for purple. But questing purple's fun. I think it's just Slurple, really, but quest purple is really good. I think it's just Quest Purple that's really strong. There's also Great Divine Intervention, Ami. So I ran this one for a bit. I really like this one, actually. Like, I probably could do some tweaks to it because it's basically Growth Ami once again, but it's different. There's not the like Momo's really good. Luna's really strong. I have to admit, Luna's become one of my favorite drops because of just how powerful it is. She has agility, and she has shield, and basically all her ability quest is just damage the enemy hero. The enemy hero takes damage, and then she just deals 3 across the all enemy units. So Luna's really good. Luna's amazingly good. I put this together. Could probably do some tweaks to it, but I know Growth Ami's really good. A lot of the red decks to most players will feel disgusting, but yeah, it's just yeah. Well, that's how it is. Green has a good synergy with healing decks, so Shield Spire is the way to go. I know you can definitely play Yawn still. I know there's some good Yawn decks out there. I haven't really come across to building it yet. But Shield Spire is probably where it's at because of all the really good synergy you can get off, like, the Bunyan. The Bunyan has become a really good 3 MP unit. Like I said, I told you, a lot of 3 MP cards are really good, which is why there's some good tech choices for it. So Bunyan's HP increases, gain +1, and then he gains +1/+1. Combo in with Pekko. Pekko distributes 3 HP. When another friendly unit levels up, it gains +2/+2. Armorbot, this unit's HP increases, gain +1 attack when its HP increases, explore for charge. Like, there's so good healing synergies. And then, you know, the Great Sultan Susanoo, which never saw... Well, I mean, it did see play when it first came out, but it died because of Alfred, right? Now this card is seeing play because it's kind of safe to go, okay, I can build this leveling up. Oh, I can drop Susanoo now. And get a pretty beefy unit out. Jamba's also pretty good as well because it offers counter damage. It's another growth unit. You know, it helps with the waifu right here. This lovely waifu, Shakana. Because her questing is all about friendly units leveling up. So you put her on the board and you start leveling up the other units, especially with the HP stuff. And she does offer MP boosting at level 3. At 4, she can deal some damage. And she offers HP to other friendly units. So you can definitely get some really nice combo synergies with this. And because it's running Trinity, and I do like Trinity. I do like a Trinity build, so this is a fun green deck to run as well. Good for the heals, good for all the synergy builds up. And I believe that's majority of it. And last but not least, I guess, what I've been playing. Obviously this deck had to be changed, and I already have a video on this deck already. And this is the changes I did to it. I've pretty much just added that amalgam unit, and there was some slight adjustments to it. This deck is working fairly strong right now. I'd still say this is really good. There is a lot of good synergy you can do with some slow, with purple-black, purple-red. There is some nice green-black deck that is out there as well. There's some good synergies. This is what I'm using. Like I said, I've been climbing with this deck. My score was 103. It's changed in literally about a day to that much, so that's not big of a deal to me. When I start streaming, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. I will find a time to put the stream up, but I will start climbing again. I want to test out some other decks. But yeah, figured I'd give you guys just a rundown of what is going on with this meta right now. It's still only like the first week. I've given you guys a taste of what other decks are. Guarantee you we'll have more figured out probably within the next week or so. More decks will be sort of flushed out. There are still some decks still being tweaked and all that. Honestly, I feel like Red's kind of in a good sweet spot. They've found what they need. Even Rocket Launcher Jill is really annoying. I hate it so much. And I don't like it, which is why I didn't want to build it. But that's mean, but I should probably build it. But I built Antibody, so I think Red's in a really good spot. They've got a really strong setup. I honestly don't know if this is good. It probably isn't. There could be some slight tweaks to it, but I think it works fine. It'll do the job it needs to. I'm pretty sure you won't have any issues. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What are you guys playing? What do you find fun out there? I am tired from the freaking tournament, I'll tell you that. From the WCS, I stayed up way too late, longer than I really wanted to, and then I had work, so I didn't really have this planned out. I do apologize. Usually I would have some gameplay footage, but I really don't today. So apologies for that. I will work on another video this week, and we'll start going over one of these decks, show some gameplay. If I can, I'll do a second one as well this week. I just haven't really bothered to get things ready. I've just been so focused on building the decks, getting things working, and just was like qualifiers, like everybody else. Now that that's done and dusted, we'll relax a bit. We'll still climb, and we'll get some deck videos out there. But thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this simple format, what you can expect to see out on the ladder. But yeah, thanks again, guys. Please enjoy yourselves. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video as always. Bye bye.